and Keiko and Stefan watching over us. So everybody here, you're present because you have a special meaning to John and Keiko, and in a sense, you're all part of what they are becoming here today, so thank you very much. And as father of the bride, I really want to have a special thanks, where are they, to Steve and Kathy for what you've done in raising my son-in-law. And he's just a wonderful young man. And Keiko has a history of making great choices on who she brings into her life. And a lot of you are included in that. But between John and Keiko, this is obviously the best decision and the biggest they will ever make. So where did Keiko come from? I don't know if everybody knows this, but back in Geneva, Switzerland on April 16, 1997, my birthday, I got a very special surprise, and it was the arrival of Keiko. So quite a coincidence, and little did I know at the time what that gift would blossom into, but I think we are all looking at it now. We all know that even from the very first entrance, she was the life of the party. So it won't surprise you that that was also my very last birthday. So, but it wouldn't be fair for me just to go through Keiko's entire life and recount all the stories there. I have 15,000 photos if anybody wants to see me afterwards. But besides her obvious beauty and that mischievous smile that she disarms everybody with as well, there's always been something about Keiko, and all I can describe it as something I think many of you already know. It's an intangible. And it's something that attracts people and attracts people's trust. And it's a very special thing. She had it right from the very beginning. She has it now, and I think it's a really important part of the connection between her and John. So now, what about John? I know less about John. I know that he was born of the endpoints of civilization, Philadelphia and Alabama. Auburn. Philadelphia and Auburn. And I know that I learned early that he doesn't have a job. Which you can imagine was one of my earlier questions to Keiko. But I do know that he is on track to make huge contributions in cancer immunotherapy. And I think most of you know he's doing that in the memory of his grandmother. I know he brings wit and humor and volume and intelligence and passion to his relationships. So John, welcome to the family. I'm sorry, I've heard him described as John Michael. I just haven't met the Michael yet, so I can't wait to meet him someday too. And there's some things I know about both of them. They're both grateful. They're both very unassuming. They're both very courageous. And they're both very loving. I know that they are loyal to one another. I know that they will speak the hard stuff to each other. And I know they value family. Most of all, I know that they are the kind of couple that will build a life of purpose. And purpose is always, for me, it's always upstream of everything else, including happiness. And happiness comes from that. So I love that. So anyway, I think like your father, Steve, did the other day, I'm not letting you get away without a few words of advice as well. So I have three areas of advice. One is be the guardian of each other's souls. What I mean by that is make sure that you have God in your life, and make sure that that is a foundation for the decades and decades and decades ahead that you have. It will matter. It will matter. Second piece of advice is find a way to constantly renew, to constantly re-express your commitment to each other. Some of you may have heard of this. There's a local boy here called Benjamin Franklin, and he was married to the same woman for decades and decades, named Clementine. And they had a practice of, in some cases almost on a weekly basis, writing love letters to each other. And they lived in the same house. So they benefited from that throughout their whole lives. And my advice to you is find your version of that and do that. And then finally, make this marriage the foundation that will bring in the next generations. That's your true legacy, is the next generation. That means you can have kids. Did I get that right, Steve and Kathy and Erica? Okay, great. I made a lot of money on that, so that's great. So, as you're doing that, as John's going to be spending all his time curing cancer, I ask you, John, please, if you have any kind of structural improvements on the house or anything like that, please leave that to Keiko. Please leave any skating instructional elements to the kids, anything like that, please leave that. Yes, please don't come home early to try to help with that. And then my final request is please assign me as in the role of fishing guide. Well, anyway, I could go on, but I just want to say I've never been prouder of this moment to be Keiko's father, and I'm so happy for you and for this couple. It's going to be great for the years and years ahead. So, with that, I would like to propose a toast. So, to John and Keiko, may your marriage be blessed so that you find discovery and joy in each other, no matter the outcome. And may this be the first day of a lifelong romance. With these hopes, everyone, please raise your glass. And here's the John and Keiko. Here's to our new newlyweds.
Let's have a great round of applause for the final bride.